Hello, my beautiful, wonderful, really cool friends. My name is Alexandria and welcome to my channel. So today I am going to be filming a tag video. I love tag videos and I'm very excited about this one because I was looking for a tag exactly like this and it kind of came up at the perfect time. So today I'm going to be talking about some of my goals. So all of these are going to be mainly focused on bookish related goals, but if y'all would like to see the things that I would like to accomplish and the things that I may or may not have accomplished last year, then just keep watching. Alright, so this tag was created by Jan and I saw a couple people doing it and I was so stoked because I wanted to make a video talking about my goals and things for 2022, but I wanted to have some kind of like format so I didn't just sit down and ramble because, as we can see, that's what I tend to do. By the way, this is called the January book tag. Why did I just get that the creator's name is Jan and then the tag's name is January? First question is, when was the last and first, if you remember, book you read last year? So the first book that I read last year, I believe, was The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien, and I'm actually rereading it again currently, listening to it on audiobook, and it is so good, but it was such a great way to start out the new year. I'm kind of thinking that it's gonna be like a thing that I do, and yeah, I'm kind of just rereading it so that I can move on to the next books in the series, and also I just wanted to get the vibes again because it just brings me so much joy. If you've not read it before, you definitely should. It's a really fun, jolly old time. The last book that I read in 2021 was So Many Beginnings, a Little Women remix. This was by Bethany C. Morrow, I believe. And like it says in the title, it is a Little Women remix. And basically it's the story of Little Women, but told as if the Little Women were Black. And I really enjoyed this. I was kind of trying to like hold back my expectations a little bit because I didn't want to be disappointed, but I was not disappointed at all. There were so many different subjects that were touched on that I wasn't necessarily expecting, especially in a YA novel. And it just brought kind of a breath of fresh air and newness to the story of Little Women that I really valued and appreciated. What is your first read this year? So my first book of this year was My Year of Meat. I read this for the climate fiction book club. This was way more than I expected as well. This is basically about a documentarian who basically starts kind of working with this company that wants to advertise meat essentially and get more people to buy meat. And it's a lot more than that. We have a couple different perspectives going throughout this story, specifically women, and we're talking about fertility and relationships and love and a lot of different things, and it is really heavy at times, but I also found it like humorous at times as well. It was light in moments and it was definitely necessary to have those different contrasts and nuances to the book because there were definitely a lot of really heavy moments. I'm really glad that I got around to reading it because I probably would have never heard of it if it hadn't been for the book club, and so I'm very appreciative that I was able to do so. And I did listen to that on audiobook as well, and that was really great. Wonderful experience. Share 3 of your reading goals this year. So one of my reading goals that has been ongoing for a long period of time, pretty much since I started booktube, is to continue to read more diversely. And I want to kind of add like a little caveat, extension to this. I want to make sure that I'm reading from diverse groups of authors when it comes to culturally, ethnically, also reading diversely when it comes to different genres, stepping out of my comfort zone a little bit. And also I want to try to read more from authors that aren't from this country. So the United States, because there's a lot of authors in the United States, and there's also a lot of authors in other places that are really, really good as well. And even like translated works, I think would be something that would be kind of awesome to dive into. I'm trying not to overwhelm myself because I am going to be having a baby this year. But I think that's something that's definitely doable for me. The next thing is to read more classics, because if you did not see my last video, I think it'll be my last video, maybe it's the one before that, my book haul, massive book haul, had a ton of classics in it. You might be able to see it behind me, my shelf of classics, and I have not read probably any of those. So we gotta work on those. We gotta get some groundwork moving. We gotta make some groundwork. You know what I'm trying to say. I think it's gonna be really satisfying to read, especially the big chunky ones that I've got up there. And then the last one is to get down my physical TBR. So that kind of goes with what I just said about reading more classics. So that's gonna be kind of the bulk of my physical TBR, I'm thinking, or at least it's gonna take me the longest amount of time. So I have a lot of classics, and then I do have a lot of books that I just picked up over the last year, really in the last couple months. I need to read more of my physical books and not buy any more books until I actually read those. Those are my 3 goals for 2022. We will see how that ends up going. Next question is, share 3 of your most anticipated titles. So I'm actually doing this little thing where I am going to be making a video every month talking about my most anticipated reads or new releases from 2022. So if you would like to see that video, I think I'll have January's video posted before this one. The 2 that came to mind when I thought of this question was I'm gonna pronounce this terribly, Kaikei. So I am so excited about this book. I love reading books about mythology. I've mainly, kind of at this point, only read books based on like Greek mythology. So I love Circe and the Songs of Achilles because I am a basic bitch. But I am so excited to be reading more mythology from different places and from different sources and different cultures and stuff like that, because it's just really fascinating to me. And I'm so stoked about this one because it's being compared to like Madeline Miller's Circe and all of that jazz. I'm here for it. That's like one of my favorite books, and I am so stoked to get to that one. The second book is going to be a romance book by Okwege Emezi, and oh my god, I read Freshwater by Okwege Emezi last year, and I was planning on reading The Death of Vivek Oji last year as well, but I didn't end up getting to it. But I am so looking forward to this. This is their first romance novel, and I just feel like it's gonna be bomb. Like, there's no way it can't be anything but beautifully nuanced, beautifully written, and just like a whole ass new perspective twist on romance, and I am absolutely 100% ready for it. Okay, next question is, which goals did you reach or not reach last year? So the goal that I did not reach last year was to read more classics. I read a couple of classics, but definitely not as many as I would have liked to. But that's totally fine. I read a lot of really good other books as well. And then a goal that I did accomplish was to read more diversely. Just like I said before, in different genres, from different types of authors, from different cultures, from different places in the world, from all of the above. Are there any new releases this year you've heard of that you have no desire to read? I always feel kind of weird about like I was considering making a video about like the worst books that I read in 2021, but like honestly those books aren't even in my memory anymore. And I feel like if I'm not enjoying a book, most of the time I'll just DNF it. I don't know, I just don't want to talk about a book that I don't like, you know? Like, that's not fun. Not to me anyway. The only thing that like comes to mind that I'm not really interested, that I've heard a lot of people talking about, is another book by the author who wrote A Little Life. A Little Life was something that like kind of at the beginning I was a little bit interested in checking out, but I just heard that it was very emotionally traumatizing, and I don't know. I don't know if it would be worth it, but I don't really want to put myself through that turmoil right now. And so they're coming out with another book this year. I also am just not really that interested. What are some reading habits you want to change this year, if any? Kind of going to the other questions that I've answered, but not reading my physical TBR is one habit that I want to get my shit together with, and then also procrastinating with reading books that I really want to read. I don't know what it is. I mean, I do know what it is. I just want to like savor it because I like do it. I do it when I'm eating food. Like I always save the best thing for last. But the thing is I can't save books for last because then I'll literally never read them. So you'll be seeing a lot of like 5-star prediction type reads. Also, if you would like to see a video maybe of me talking about books that I predict that I may or may not give 5 stars, let me know. Are there any adaptations you're excited about? The only adaptation that I'm aware of currently, off the top of my head, is Daisy Jones and the Six. I read that this month? No, I read that last month. It was so good. Oh my god, I absolutely loved it. I am becoming a Taylor Jenkins Reid stan. I've only read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo and Daisy Jones and the Six, and I absolutely love both of them. I need to buy them so I have them in my collection because they're just so good. I highly suggest listening to the latter on audiobook because it just made the whole experience absolutely wonderful. And I heard that it was being adapted. I don't know if it's going to be a series or if it's going to be a movie or what, but I'm excited. I'm excited to hear the music, see if it lives up to my expectations. Favorite bookish memory of last year? Honestly, my favorite bookish memory of last year was doing Blackathon. I'm pretty sure that was like my best reading month. I would say Blackathon and then also June, which I made June like my full month of queer reading. Basically the months where I had like a theme for the entire months were my favorite month. I usually don't like February as a month in general. Seasonal depression, all of the reasons, but it was just made so amazing and incredible by the wonderful books that I read and the Blackathon content that I was consuming, and I'm so excited about this year, y'all. Like, you have no idea. I'm so excited. Do I have any carryovers from last year that you still plan on finishing? Well, I guess if I had any carryovers, it would probably be A Court of Thorns and Roses, I think that's what it's called. I started that on audiobook sometime, I feel like in like November. It's just really hard for me to read, to be honest. Audio narrator isn't my favorite, and then I'm not really crazy about the book itself. So I've just kind of been taking a break. We'll see if I actually finish that. I might end up DNFing it. I'm trying to give this series a chance because it's so hyped. I'm so excited to go forward in this year and see what kind of goals I accomplish. I am making some more clear goals on things that I haven't in the past because I just want to see some more growth, like specifically related to my YouTube channel and stuff. Whereas in the past, I was just kind of like, let's just have fun, chill, ease into it. Let's not make anything serious or whatever. I do have things that I want to do, and I do have, you know, certain ways that I want to show up in this space. And I've already accomplished a couple of things this year, and it's really exciting, and it's only January, and I am just really stoked to see what is going to come for the rest of the year. If you haven't subscribed already, I would love for you to do so, but that is pretty much it. I hope you are all well, I hope you're staying safe, and I hope you're finding joy in whatever way it is that you can. I love you.